Good morning, good morning. It's a Monday morning, and I love, love, love a Monday because I believe the way you start your Monday really dictates the energy and the momentum of your entire week. So in the United States today, it is Labor Day, and it is also the first Monday of the fourth quarter of the year. So this short live video is really for the small business owners, the entrepreneurs who are in this group, whether it's a full-time entrepreneur or a part-time entrepreneur. You are the CEO. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? You are the CEO of your own business. And as we enter the fourth quarter, you're going to be the CEO. Right? This is a practice that I do every single quarter. It's actually a practice I do every single month, but every quarter I hold a board meeting for my corporation, for my company, a Well Experience Inc., and I am the CEO. And, you know, when I worked in corporate, I was used to, after projects or end every quarter, we would have special board meetings, right? And we'd have postmortems on the project. What went well? What could have used improvement? What are the 1% tweaks? We're not going to throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. I have hair in my mouth. Whole baby out with the bathwater. But what are those 1% tweaks that we could be doing a little differently for more efficiency? So as a business owner, I encourage you to do a postmortem. Take a look at your first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter. Take a look at the numbers, take a look at the projects, take a look at the way you showed up and what you did and what the results were for your showing up and how you showed up. And start tracking. Here are some of the questions that you can ask as the CEO. And as a CEO, it doesn't matter if you're asking this to your board of directors or if you're asking this to yourself, because at the moment you are all things in the business. I get it. I absolutely get it. Here are the questions you can ask. What were the top 10 achievements over the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, right? What were those top 10 achievements? What did I learn in my first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter? What were distractions? What were some of the fears that came up or the distractions that came up in the first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter? Now, if you haven't been journaling all this time or keeping record of what happens throughout your day, a business record or a journal or a notebook or even in your calendar notes, I encourage you to do this, because cultivating this habit of tracking daily, right? And I review what I've tracked every 90 days, right? Tracking daily, you won't lose it. You won't miss it, because when you have the smashing months, don't you want to go back and re-engineer that each and every time? Because if you don't go back and re-engineer it, then that smashing month wasn't really so much as, it's not duplicatable, right? Then it just feels like escapism. It feels like something that, I was just lucky to get there. No, it wasn't luck. There was something in place. It may not have been a system in that time, but once you start tracking, you can reverse engineer it. It no longer feels like luck. It eliminates any need for feeling like an imposter or feeling really lucky or feeling like a fake, right? Because you can recreate it month after month after month. Do the same thing for your lowest earning months. What were you doing? What was your energy like? How were you showing up? What was going on in your business and also in your personal life at the time? Really look for those things that are distractions. Just last week, I realized, during the week, some of my distractions are people who know that I work from a home office, people in my family, and friends and associates who will just call me up out of the blue and, just want to talk during my business hours. Now, I love to talk and I love to chat. Well, I kind of love to talk. I love to chat. I love chatting it up with friends and colleagues, I really do. But when it's taking away from my productive time, it becomes a distraction. And those distractions take away from your end goal, which is either new clients, new business, or more money coming into your business, right? So I learned, okay, I have to put on do not disturb during my working hours on my phone, so I don't get distracted or turned away from what is going to move the needle in my business right now, today. Okay. Another question to ask yourself as the CEO in this board meeting is, what did you do to make yourself feel good? Work shouldn't be toil. There has to be time for relaxation, breaks, celebration. How did you celebrate? Celebrate doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go out and spend a lot of money. It can mean that, or it can simply mean after a great client call, or after hitting your numbers for the week. It could just mean dancing around wildly in your office saying, hey, I'm a rock star who's better than me. That's a wild celebration, right? So what did you do to make yourself feel good? Because being in business for yourself should feel good. It should feel good. You are the CEO. You are the co-creator of your destiny, and that should really feel good. It should give you all of the feels, right? All of the good feels. It's going to give you some bad feels too. That's why we have to celebrate wildly those wins and those successes. Take a look at first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. What did not happen? And why? Why didn't it happen? And then go deep. What are the greatest insights that you gained within the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter? They say history repeats itself. I believe history that's taken place in unconsciousness and without awareness and without clarity repeats itself. Once you have consciousness on what those insights, what those lessons were, you don't have to repeat it unless it's something you want to repeat, right? It's getting clarity, standing back in observation mode. That really is a powerful mindset piece, a powerful way to move the needle forward in your business. And you'll also be able to capture those things that worked well. Those are the things that you want to repeat and do over and do over and do over and do over. Do that over until you hit your 7 figures, right? Yes. Okay. Also, taking a look at all of the quarters together, because now we're in the fourth quarter, and this is great because the fourth quarter not only dictates how you end your year and your business year, it also supercharges you for a phenomenal 2020. What you do in the next 90 days can really set up your success for the following year. You don't have to wait until the last week of December to start thinking about your intentions or your bottom line for 2020. You can actually start that today. So, the first step of doing that is, how did you feel about your progress over the last 3 quarters? Write down and journal, how did you stay in the flow of allowing and being supported and enjoying, right? Enjoying this business journey that you're on the last 3 quarters. How did you enjoy it? Regardless of what the outcome looked like. Now, we all look for a positive outcome. Positive outcomes can come in a number of ways. Yes, absolutely. The money that you bring into your business is especially when you are in abundance, is a positive outcome. Another positive outcome could be, you know what? This year, in the last 3 quarters, I did not burn out my adrenals. I didn't do all the hustle. I was actually in flow. Another positive outcome could be, I was able to say no to some things that I know I absolutely don't need, and I said yes. That open-hearted yes to those things that I know are going to serve me and serve my business well. I was able to make business decisions. I was able to to invest in my business where maybe the previous year you were too afraid and too closed up to make an investment in your business. You were able to calculate almost to the dollar the exact amount of money you would be making time and time again because of the actions that you were taking. Those are awesome outcomes right there, because when you can start predicting the income that's coming in consistently, that feels amazing. Then it no longer feels like boom and bust, feast and famine. It no longer feels like living from paycheck to paycheck. It no longer feels like going, in survival mode. You're actually in thriving mode. But it all starts with the observation, right? Because the observation is and clarity is such a powerful foundation for mindset work and for taking action. You really need, instead of, as a CEO, being in reactive mode all the time is not good. It's a recipe for disaster. Being in proactive mode is a recipe for success. And it also means that you are really developing your leadership skills, right? You're not being told what to do. You're being proactive in what needs to be done, right? You're no longer reacting to what other people are saying or doing, or reacting to the fact that a bill came in and you're not quite sure how to cover it without hustling and creating some new program. No, you've built systems, you've put systems in place, but none of that happens until you're in observation mode. Okay. Another question to ask yourself, and I think I already said this, what obstacles or fears did you encounter during the first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter? And this is important. What was your emotional vibration like? First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, right? You want this consistent energy of raising. I know this sounds so woo-woo, right? But it's really not. You really want this consistent raising of your energy levels, right? And the feeling of gratitude. That's why last month, when we did that gratitude challenge, and I don't know how many people are continuing to do the intentional gratitude practice. I hope everyone, because while that gratitude challenge didn't seem to have anything at all to do with my business, even my business manager, not my business manager, my business coach had questions. She's like, what are you doing? You're doing a what? You're doing a what? A 28-day challenge where in your group, and there's no call to action there. I didn't see any call to action. And she was right. There was absolutely no call. I don't think so. I don't believe there was a call to action. 28 days I showed up twice a day. And it really was, I'll let you in on the secret, really was to keep me accountable to doing this 28-day gratitude challenge. Now, I heard in my spirit, do this 28-day gratitude challenge, and at the time I was like, oh, I'm in the middle of a lunch, this doesn't make sense. I was all with my business coach because it made sense, right? But I knew what I had heard. And can I tell you, I don't know if it was the challenge itself or just sitting in the 28 days of gratitude. I think it was the latter. My business exploded last month. So when did we do the gratitude challenge? Maybe 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. Last month my business exploded, tripled the growth that it had for the entire year. And I wasn't doing anything differently, really. Maybe a few things. I have a funnel running, so that gave me more exposure in my calendar. But the explosion, the multiplication of clients and revenue coming in didn't necessarily make sense according to, well, I'm not really doing anything differently. It was the sitting in the gratitude, raising your vibration and really being aware of what your vibration is, what your energy is, how you're showing up to the world. Because trust and believe, whether people are energy workers, empaths, sensitives, or not, we're all picking up on these conscious and unconscious clues of whether or not we feel that we're valuable, we're worthy, whether or not we're sitting in a seat of resentment and bitterness, whether or not we're sitting in a seat of gratitude and love and forgiveness. We may not be able to identify what it is that we're feeling, but we're all picking up on it because we're all connected to one another. And just think about it. I'm thinking of Christmas tree lights. I don't know why I'm thinking of Christmas tree lights, but when one light starts shorting out, the whole tree gets disturbed. When you're showing up in anything other than gratitude and love and forgiveness, everything around you gets disturbed. And it's harder to, more challenging certainly, to magnetize and draw to you the type of clients that you actually want to work with. Now, I'm not saying that you won't draw clients to you. Of course you will, and they will be in a lower vibration than one that you actually want to work with, right? So really take notice, observation of the energy that you're bringing, the vibration that you're bringing, how you're loving on yourself, how you're holding your boundaries, because the clients that come to you are going to reflect how you're feeling about yourself. It really, I can't in this moment figure out how to describe that any better other than the feeling. I just know that I know that if you really want to work with people who adore you and are conscious of your time and conscious of your commitments, then you have to start doing that for yourself. You have to really start loving yourself, adoring yourself, be conscious of how you're treating yourself. It's definitely a game changer. And then check in with yourself. Are you enjoying your business journey so far this year? Are you enjoying what you're doing, right? Are you really here? Are you really present? Or are you just showing up, doing the same old, following the rules, following directions, doing what some other leader is doing just because they say do it exactly this way and you'll get these results, and you're not, because you're not necessarily sitting in the enjoyment of it. It's not because the rules are wrong. I mean, some of them might be wrong, but it's not because the rules are necessarily wrong. They just might be wrong for you. There's an expression that was in my spirit for, like a year. And this was a few years ago. And it was return to your first love. And it didn't have anything to do with a person, right? It had to do more with a passion, more with a purpose. This was the year before the year I decided I was going to give myself a year, so this was 3 years ago, to leave corporate America and coach women. Return to your first love. Think about your business. What was the first love in your business? What drove your passion? What drove your commitment? What was it? What was, some people in MLM, you've heard this as, what was your why? Now, a lot of people, when they think about their why, they start naming other people, like their children and this and that and this and that. But return to your first love. What's your real why? Is it freedom? Is it the joy that you get from helping out? Like, what is your why that's personal to you, that lights you up, that has nothing to do with outside commitments? Like, I don't want to say with helping others, because a lot of people are driven by this desire to help others, and I get that. I believe I'm one of those people. But it has nothing to do with what you can give to another person, like college education for your children, legacy for your family. Those are all great things, absolutely. They're all great things. But what is it in your secret heart of hearts that it's really doing for you? Is it more money? It could be more money. It could be more freedom. It could be this sense of, ooh, I'm awesome at what I do. It could be anything. But return to your first love. So take a look at your business today, ladies. Go through, take a look at your first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Let's really, really rock it out for this fourth quarter. And let's develop some real awesome habits to increase our income for this fourth quarter. And you know what? We don't even have to think about it as the fourth quarter. We can do this in baby bites. We can if we start tracking what we're doing daily, and then cumulative to weekly, and then cumulative to the next 30 days, tracking for 30 days and answering those questions on a weekly basis, it's going to change the game for you. It's absolutely going to change the game for you because it's going to bring your awareness quickly to what's working and what's not. Now, if you've decided that you're going to start a tweak to your business model, I do suggest that you give that 90 days to stick. But you can take a look at how it's going week by week. All right, I'm Keisha Dixon. I'll be on tomorrow let's talk about preparation, because we are going to be prepping for one of the most successful months this year. It's going to happen for us. Watch, you'll see. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.